Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a sermon called We Are Family. And it really gets you thinking, what does it actually mean to be family? This message unpacks a totally different way of looking at it, a connection that's way deeper than just blood, all built on God's love. So, here's what we're going to cover. First, this whole new idea of family that Jesus introduced. Then, we'll look at the three big things God does to make it all happen. And finally, we'll talk about what this means for us, like right now in our day-to-day lives. All right, let's jump right in. First up, this idea of a new kind of family, which is all about redefining our connections, beyond just bloodlines. So Jesus asks this question, right? Who is my mother and who are my brothers? And his answer is wow. Whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother. I mean, can you imagine hearing that? He's not dissing his biological family. Not at all. He's blowing the doors wide open on the very definition of family. It's not about DNA anymore. It's about a shared purpose, a shared mission.
And that's really the heart of it. The church, well, it's meant to be this new family. It's not a country club. It's not just a Sunday morning thing. It's a place where, let's be honest, imperfect people are stuck together, bound by this common goal of following Jesus.
Okay, so if this is the new family, how do you get in? Well, here's the kicker. It's got nothing to do with earning your spot. It all starts with God the Father and His love.
And check out this verse from 1 John. See what great love the Father has lavished on us. I love that word, lavished. It's not just a sprinkle of love. It's like He's dumping buckets of it on us. And because of that love, we get to be called children of God. But then it adds that amazing line, and that is what we are. It's not just a title, it's our actual identity.
And this is so important. God's love for us isn't a reaction. It's not like He loves us because we're so lovable or because we did something right. Nope, it's a decision He made. He chose to love us first. That's the foundation of everything.
So that brings up a really good question, right? If God decided to love us, what does that mean for how we decide to love other people in our church family? It kind of pushes us past just hanging out with the people we naturally get along with and challenges us to make a real choice to love everybody. And the sermon shared this amazing story from a church member named Wendy. She said she was literally blown away because she'd never experienced that kind of acceptance and love before. That's what happens when a group of people decides to love like God does. It's powerful stuff.
Okay, so the Father's love is the starting point. But it doesn't stop there. It leads to something official. The next piece of the puzzle is our adoption through the Spirit, which takes us from being strangers to being sons and daughters. And this is where it gets super personal. Romans 8 says the Spirit brings about our adoption to sonship, and because of Him we can cry out, Abba, Father. Abba is like Daddy. It's this incredibly close, intimate term. The Spirit makes it official. You are a full-fledged member of the family.
And just to be super clear, this isn't just a nice little metaphor. It's a real spiritual process. God legally brings us into His family, and we get all the rights and privileges that come with being His kids. We go from being strangers to being sons and daughters. It's a total identity shift.
The sermon uses really cool analogy of grafting. Think about it. You take a wild branch, right? And you bind it to a healthy vine. What happens? The life from the main vine starts flowing into that new branch, and pretty soon, that wild branch starts producing the same fruit as the vine. That's us. We get grafted into Jesus, and His life starts flowing through us. And get this, the result is just mind-blowing. Hebrews says that Jesus is not ashamed to call us His brothers and sisters. Think about that for a second. The Son of God looks at us and says, "That's my family." Wow.
And boom, that brings it right back home to us, doesn't it? If we're all adopted as equals, how are we doing at making new people feel like they're truly family from day one? It's a tough question, but a really important one. So we've got the Father's love and the Spirit's adoption. But how? How is this even possible? This next part is all about the incredible price that was paid for all of this. Ephesians puts it this way: in Him we have redemption through His blood. That word redemption, it means to buy back. So our spot in this family, it wasn't free. It was bought and paid for. The cost was the blood of Jesus. And that's the bottom line, isn't it? Our place in God's family was secured by the ultimate sacrifice of Jesus. It's a free gift to us, sure, but it cost Him everything. That should really change how we see things. The sermon brought up that story of the prodigal son. Remember the older brother? He's so mad and he says to his dad, "This son of yours." He's creating distance. but the father corrects him. He says, "This brother of yours." It's a huge difference. He's reminding him, hey, we're family.
And that's the secret weapon against division in the church. Just remembering that shared price. The person who annoys you, Jesus paid the same price for them. That one thought can just tear down walls.
So where does that leave us? Let's talk about what it looks like to actually live this out, to turn this amazing truth into our daily reality. The whole thing really hinges on one incredible fact. It took the ultimate sacrifice of Jesus to bring us into the family of God. That's it. That's the foundation for everything.
And that leaves us with a pretty heavy question, doesn't it? If Jesus sacrificed everything to make us feel like we belong in his family, what sacrifice will it take from us to make others feel like they truly belong with us?